Many special moments make for fond memories here at BYU, but others aren't quite as pleasant. Reporter Shalese Kofoed shares some of our students' most embarrassing moments.
I'm here at BYU campus trying to get as many people as I can to share with me their most embarrassing moment. So what is one of your most embarrassing moments?
Well, senior year of high school, I was in a Latin class, and we were supposed to bring in words that have their source in Latin, and my word was egregious. And I made an egregious mistake by pronouncing it egregious.
So I was trying to look cool, like whatever, I have other people to text other than you. And I ran right into the wall.
You got a bloody nose.
Got a bloody nose. She didn't see the bloody nose though, so
That's lucky.
that was smooth.
I showed up to play at a wedding reception, and I had played for about 20 minutes when I got a call on my phone. And it was the people who had hired me for the reception, and they wanted to know where I was. And it's because I was playing at the wrong wedding reception. So I had to stand up and tell everyone I was at the wrong place.
So I had met this girl at a stake activity, and I asked her on a date for a Saturday. And then the day before, there was a party on Friday. And so I invited her to go, but she couldn't come. So I just went to the party by myself with my friend. While we were there, we met a couple other girls. And on the car ride home, we were talking just like what we thought of the girls, like if we thought they were cute or whatever. And I get this text message from the girl I had the date on Saturday, and she asked me like which girl was cuter. So I had actually called her while I was driving home with my friend, so she heard the whole conversation between my friend and I about the other girls.
Well, when I very first got back from my mission, it was the first date I ever went on, being back, and he took me to the spaghetti factory, and I was pouring my oil for the bread to dip it in, and I went to set it down, and I dropped it, and he tried to catch it before it hit the ground, but knocked the pitcher of water over with his elbow, and got all wet, and then the oil fell and shattered into a million pieces, and we had to move tables.
Doing intervals around the track, and I was on the inner lane, and I spit a lot when I run, which is normal, right? And so I went to go and spit, and one of the upperclassmen, who happened to not be wearing a shirt that day because it was really hot outside, passed me on the shoulder, and right as I was spitting, so I spit right on his chest, and he was my idol, and I had a huge crush on him.
Not only in front of Jericho Road, but in front of the whole 5th grade. Just completely flipped over a bench.
I choked and I got booed off the stage in front of the entire school.
And so I inhaled a bunch of water, and as I came up, same really nice friend kicked me in the stomach, and I spit the water all out on this boy's face.
First week in 7th grade, I spilt hot nacho cheese on the cutest guy in school. And then turned out he was in my science class, and he called me Cheese Girl the rest of the year.
I'd been home 3 days, so I was still getting used to life and not having a companion. And basically, I called her elder, as if she was my companion, 3 times. So she didn't like that. We didn't go out on another date.
Once upon a time, I thought it would be a good idea to take one of my TAs out on a date. She rocked me. She beat me pretty quick, and I ripped my pants and fell on my face in the middle of the match.
I was in Mrs. Nelson's class, and we had just finished lunch, and I really had to go to the bathroom, and she wouldn't let me go, and it got to the point where I really had to go really bad. So I asked her again, and she got mad at me and told me to go back to my desk because I hadn't used my time effectively. So I went back to my desk and sat there and put my head down and wet my pants, which was, really a tough thing for a 2nd grader to go through, especially during school.
So I thought he was gonna say amen, so I was just like, amen, and then nobody else said amen, and so the whole council was there. I think even the stake presidency was there, and they were like, "Who is this guy? He thinks he's trying to be all sacrilegious." But I just thought the purpose of it.
I was in an apartment of a girl. I had lacrosse gloves on, and I was telling them about how I played lacrosse, and they were like, "Those gloves don't look like they protect you." Ended up punching the wall, and I broke my hand.
Many were able to get over their traumatic experiences, but most have still yet to live them down.
Well, I took her on the date on Saturday, and then I didn't call her after that. It was kind of awkward, so.
This was my first date with this guy. It was a blind date, and we never went out again.
We never talked about it. I don't think he ever spoke to me.
Anyway, but I waited till I was on the bus, and I started to cry.
She just told me to put my head down and go back to sleep.
Yeah, nobody mentioned anything. I just had to be silently mortified.
Got a lot of jokes on me the rest of the semester, but I'm over it now.
So what did your girlfriend think?
She wasn't my girlfriend the next day, so that was that.
Well, the only reason I found out is because everyone else besides me was laughing, and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it could have been better, I suppose.
Shalese Kofoed, BYU Weekly.